I'm Jake Garcia with Texas Private School Media here, joined with Coach Lovvorn from First Baptist. Coach, how are you today? How is your first day at TAPPSCON?
I'm doing great. It was a lot of fun. We just finished the TAPS 11-man football panel. One thing I pointed out, I was the only guy on the panel who's gotten beat by every other one of those coaches. So I've had to play all four of those other guys, and they've all put it on us in the past.
But also had your fair share of success coming off 2 back-to-back state championships. Coming off of spring ball, just kind of starting summer workouts right now, how are you feeling about next year? What are you looking forward to? What do we have to see? What should we be looking for?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they think First Baptist, they think high-flying offense and scoring a lot of points. I think what people may be surprised to see is our defense is going to shine this year. We've got 8 or 9 guys returning that have started. Really, a lot of them have started since they were freshmen. So going into their senior year, they know what they're doing. They're getting bigger, stronger, working hard. And they still we didn't go undefeated last year, so they've still got things to work toward and got a chip on their shoulder. And we always tell them, we told the group last year, that was last year. Now we've got something to prove. So this 2025 football team is ready to prove themselves.
That's great, of course. And with the group so experienced, how have you seen them kind of mature and throughout their 4 years now at First Baptist? How are you seeing them kind of take a lead in the role of the team? Because obviously you have your coaching staff, but a lot of the leadership needs to come from within the team. How have you seen those seniors step into a leadership role?
Yeah, people talk a lot about, the best teams are player-led teams, and that's this group. But I can remember back when we looked out and they were freshmen getting beat by Central Texas Christian in the playoffs, and we looked out like, guys, we've got 8 or 9 freshmen out there playing defense right now, and now they're about to be seniors. So spring ball was a lot of fun this year. Now, we didn't get all of our guys because until the last week, because our baseball team, which a lot of our guys play every sport, but our baseball team made it to the state championship. So we only got the entire group out there for just a few practices that last week. But it was so much fun because it wasn't really, okay, we're going to slowly install everything on either side of the ball. We really hit the ground running, and we were at, I would say, mid-season form when it comes to the mental side just during the spring. So
yes,
a lot
sir.
of things to look forward
great.
to.
And getting players from other sports is always a plus. How do you encourage players to play multiple sports? I know some coaches are very strict on one sport policies. Right. Like, what do you think about that? How do you encourage them to play multiple sports?
Yeah, we're big on our guys playing everything. And so we even go back in our strength and conditioning program. It is not about football players, not about basketball, baseball, track. It's about building the entire athlete. And so we love it. We tell them we have a lot of kids that want to go and play at the next level at all different sports. But we tell them this is a time in your life that you've got the opportunity to play multiple sports. We're a school that encourages it, athletic program that encourages it. Our size, we need it. So football might be your thing, but you're going and helping out that basketball team. We were looking at the state Final Four, and a guy from the Dallas Morning News was asking, okay, so these are your 3 quarterbacks that played. Yes, they all play basketball. And then this guy, did he play football? Yes. So many of them play every sport, and that goes across the board. That's for our boys, for our girls. It's what we do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And now kind of stepping back from football into 2 kind of fun questions, one that I'm wanting to ask a lot of coaches. So I don't know how you do music with your team, whether your players choose it or whether you choose it. If you had to choose one song to get your team kind of pumped up before a game, what are you going to? Are you a rap guy? Are you an AC/DC guy? I know kind of from at St. Michael's, Coach Rombeck is a big AC/DC guy. So I was just wondering kind of what you thought on that.
All right. That's the toughest question for me. Our players hate it. But we play only Christian music. If it's coming out of a speaker at FBA, it's Christian music only. So our players are like, Coach, are you kidding me? Now there is an exception what we run out to, and so my answer would have to be Red Kingdom. It's awesome. We're in all red running out of the tunnel, but it's a song called Red Kingdom. But yeah, our players always are begging in the weight room, on the field in practice. Now, it doesn't have to be only like Hillsong praise and worship, but it's Christian music only. That's across the board. If it comes out of a speaker at FBA, we want it to be Christian music. That's important for us. It's important as a school, athletic program, and then down to our football program, just because that is God's word. People don't realize when it's playing Christian songs, so much of that you're like, oh, that's in Psalms. Oh, I've heard that verse. So we want that getting into our players' minds. It's easy to memorize music. So yeah, they get used to it, and then you start saying like, hey, you actually like that Lecrae song, don't you? So yeah, that's my answer on the music side of things.
No, that's great.
But I am, for me personally, I'm a fan of all genres of music. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so I'll listen to all of it.
No, that's great. And finally, to finish it off, we're having the coaches kind of, if you had to draw up one play, one dream play, what would it be?
Okay. Okay.
So
All right,
here's the
here you
board,
go.
and yes, I'll carry this. You can.
I've got a couple dream plays. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on the board. We got a few RPOs that I would say if we run it right and we read it right, the defense is gonna be wrong no matter what. So I'm not putting that down in here. But let's go with. Let's see. We want with FBA. I'm assuming we're going with a pass. So we can go. We'll keep it. We like trips. So we'll go 3x1. We'll go here. I'll give you a little bit of an RPO on the or part of our RPO on the backside. So we're gonna go just a basic fade, stick, bubble concept here. Quarterback's going to be, I'll show it to you guys in a minute, but the quarterback's going to read this triangle over here. But what I love about this choice route is our single receiver. I've got terrible handwriting even when I'm drawing football plays. But our single receiver's got a fade, glance, slant, or comeback option. So, again, I'm not going to get too much into depth about everything we build into that. But I love it when we've got a single receiver out here because if you're one-on-one, we should be winning no matter what they do. If you're pushing and you've got outside leverage and you're bailing out, you're giving us the glance. If we got a backer that's walked up and he's blitzing, that opens up that window for the slant. If you're bailing and you've got inside leverage, we can break it into a comeback. If he's even, we're leaving, right? You've heard that. So we're running that fade. So with some of the guys that we've had, that's pretty easy for us where we really say it can't just be double coverage. It's got to be triple coverage where you got a backer underneath and a safety over the top. But then when they're doing that, if you've got to put 3 over here, cornerback or safety, that gives us a number advantage, right? So when you build in an RPO with that and you've got to run option, then they've got to empty out that box to cover this single receiver. So you think of Caleb Mitchell, you think of Elijah Kaysen, and we could keep going back to some of our guys. If you see us single that up, we are taking a look at what you're doing against that single receiver. And then, but we work it a lot. So the quarterback and the receiver have to be on the same page here. And then just fade, stick, bubble here. We teach quick game footwork. So we're going to read that backer corner to the safety. So if that backer chases the bubble, we're going to hit the stick right away before that inside backer can get out there. If the backer stays in, we're looking to hit the bubble. The only reason that bubble won't be open is if it's probably a too high cover 2 where that corner's jumping the flats, right? So the backer's here staying in that zone, corner's jumping, and then we're going to hit that a whole shot. It's important. Anybody looking as a quarterback, as you're going through any passing concept, it's important that you understand your footwork, because if we were 3-step drop in here and we got to hit this and this outside backer chase the bubble, the inside backer could get out there, right? So we got to go quick game footwork right here. The other part of it is it's important to understand what we're looking at first, because if we're checking to go deep first and maybe the safeties, or say the corner's bailing out, right? So we're not going deep. And then we look here, and the backer's chasing, and we're trying to throw that bubble. If we looked here to here, now we're trying to go the stick, it's too late because that inside backer could get underneath it. So that's how we teach. It's important for our quarterback to understand not just this receiver's running this guy's doing that, but how are we trying to attack the defense and put different guys in conflict.
Yes, sir. That's it. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. This is Jake Garcia with TXPS.
Awesome.